Hello, everyone. We are Headline Hackers. Our innovation is built to bring an engagement boost to news websites. Activate. My name is Layla Twadi. I'm a journalism junior at California Polytechnic State University in lovely San Luis Obispo, and I'm also minoring in computer science. I work as the digital manager for our student-run media news organization, Mustang News.
And my name is Archana Pisupati. I'm also a journalism junior at Cal Poly SLO. I have minors in ethics, public policy, science and technology, and media arts, society and technology, concentrating in UX and UI design. I am currently the social media manager for Mustang News.
Our agenda is about the problem that we saw in our news organization, the idea that was born from our research, the process in innovating that idea, and our shared results. Let's get started. The problem that we saw was low engagement with our news website, mustangnews.net. I'm sure that as journalists, we can all understand the struggle to keep readers engaged with news in different ways. In 2023, our social media team would use the Instagram quiz feature on Instagram stories to hopefully quiz our readers and bring them towards our content. And it was going pretty well, but a year later, Meta unfortunately dropped that third-party feature, and we moved on to Instagram polls, but still saw that loss in engagement. We realized that relying on third-party features wasn't working. And the question continued to remain, how do we get our audience to visit our website more? And the answer is that we engage them.
So just to visualize some of the problems that Layla was talking about earlier, initially we found a lack of participation as a trend on our Instagram. There wasn't much of a reward to participate in these quizzes because there wasn't a reward in the first place. We were using a pre-made Instagram template using the quiz feature, and it was really redundant on users' feeds and it lacked consistency. I would also like to point out at this point that you're looking at two different charts. In November 2023, we were using the Instagram quiz feature. In October 2024, when Meta removed that feature, we were no longer able to have the correct answer embedded into the quiz. So a thing that I started to do as social media manager was take the answer of the question and make it really small and upside down underneath the actual poll. That way, people could still interact with the quiz, but they weren't really coming to our website to find the answer for the question. Instead, they were just flipping their phone upside down to find the answer. So there wasn't really a lot of reward in participating. We also found a trend of fewer viewers being present as they click through stories, despite uploading all the stories at the same time. As you look at these two different charts, it might be a little bit difficult to interpret this data because there isn't a lot of consistency. And additionally, the top engagement kind of remained within the first couple of questions in the quiz. And with this comparison, you can see that the lack of consistency was really difficult to interpret, and we wanted to find a solution to make sure that we were engaging our users both on social media and getting those referrals directly through our website.
And after research into what worked and what didn't, sources from Wired and the New York Times say that gamification, or quizzes in particular, help readers engage with content more. We have Maria Kamir from Syracuse University saying that the benefits of quizzes are multifold. They're fun, they're engaging, and they're a way to understand ourselves and each other a little bit better. We found that some of the most popular content on news websites are quizzes. On the New York Times, they had a quiz about what kind of crier are you, as well as the Washington Post asking, like, are you able to even buy a house in New York City? And so that's where our idea grew. And the idea was that we need to build a quiz that lives directly on the website, that is customizable and is our own. It won't disappear, and it's going to live on the website to keep our readers there. The goal behind all of this was to highlight the top stories in Mustang News. This includes our print edition, which we launched the first quiz on and we'll go into later, general news stories, breaking news, sports, opinion, all of the things that local news organizations are highlighting. Here's how we were able to do it. Now, I'm a journalist before I'm a developer, so this process took a lot of research and learning on my feet, but we realized that programming is so much fun when you have the internet and artificial intelligence to help you out. I developed the quiz using HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, and we were able to utilize Google's Notebook LM, an AI tool, to help us really boost the questions and not make it on the reporter to create their own questions and et cetera, when we all know how busy they are. This innovative tool is built to help them and not burden them. We launched this quiz every Sunday, and our result was the Sunday refresh quiz with Mustang News. Here's what it looks like. Now, we have launched 4 versions of the quiz already, but 3 fit quite nicely on this slide. So here they are right now. Our first quiz was of our March print edition, and we saw amazing results on that, which Archana will go into later on. But for right now, if we look to the top left of that first quiz, we have that kind of incentive. Quiz takers were able to register to enter a raffle for free concert tickets using their name and email address, where we would just kind of put it in a raffle. And we partnered with KSPR, our student-run DJ station, where they're able to use their connections to get us some free local bands to support the local community as well. And the stories featured in the quiz really populate on a sidebar on our website, and we saw great traffic already. And the whole goal behind this quiz wasn't to get users to fully complete it and get their score. It was really to get them to head to other stories and increase our page views, hence the sidebar.
Now let's interpret some of those results that Layla was talking about with actual data and numbers. 43% of our quiz takers sign up for our raffle. With an incentive, we saw that people were more engaged and wanted to take our quiz. However, although it's less than 50%, this is a really important statistic because it helps us see what our users want. Maybe our quiz takers don't need an incentive. Maybe they want something other than a concert ticket. Whatever that might be, having the statistic is really important because we get to understand our users better and we get to know what they would like to see from us in terms of producing our quiz. Additionally, 36.3% of our referrals to the site were from our Instagram. In terms of publicizing this quiz, I asked my social media team to create promotion for it, and we posted one Instagram post with a direct link that led to the quiz. With 36.3% of the referrals coming from our Instagram, we actually had way more of a percentage of those referrals coming directly from that promotion rather than earlier when we were sending people to the website to research questions before using the quiz feature within Instagram. This quiz drastically increased our engagement by sending referrals to the print sections, news sections, homepage, opinion, and more. And on average, to really interpret the statistic, social media channels bring in 1,500 referrals. The print quiz brought in 2,290 referrals alone to the homepage, and that is a 52.6% increase in engagement. To break it down even more, the March print quiz had 266 page views, 206 visitors, and on average, 138 minutes were spent on this site. This is an amazing breakdown for the first implementation of our quiz. If you compare this viewer base to the social media channel that we were using to produce our quiz, it's a really great way to understand where we were starting off with. To have this much engagement already is very impressive. And it was a way for us to understand our readership in a way that social media wasn't consistently able to do.
I released the open source quiz code to student journalists and media professionals at the Associated Collegiate Press Conference in early March, and we have received so many interests from college students, from other universities interested in implementing their own version of this quiz. What's really great about this code is that it's fully customizable. People just need to fork or grab a copy and it's fully theirs. And as I mentioned above, you don't need to be a developer to take this on, which is what's so extremely exciting about this. Like I said before, we're journalists first, and that's what makes it so exciting.
This graph is a really awesome way to understand where we're starting out. It's April right now, and we launched the quiz last month. And if you look at this chart right here, when you look at where we started with our Instagram quiz engagement, we were doing really great when Meta still had that feature. But as we were using Instagram polls and trying to struggle to find different alternatives, we weren't doing as well. But if you look at the website quiz again, we're starting off already with a really great starting point and a foundation for that engagement. And we're really excited to grow as we continue to develop the quiz with different renditions.
Thank you. Let's continue to grow news engagement.